Welcome to Not Quite Nerdy, where we do the nerdy stuff so you don't have to. Today we're talking about, Netflix, talking about
I didn't even have a chance to
Amazon Prime Video. We're talking about how hopefully nobody noticed that we filmed like 4 episodes in the same day, in the same outfit. We're talking about TV shows based on. Oh yeah, get the coffee out so they don't know.
Yeah, it's not
We're talking about TV shows for all you nerds out there and children at heart who absolutely love video games and Lord of the Rings and all of that stuff. So
very excited about this.
Take it away. Why are you excited?
There
Tell
are
the people.
2 things. I'm telling the people.
Hallelujah.
Amazon Prime or Amazon Studios, whatever the hell they're called.
Some studio that Amazon paid.
They're doing, I'm sure some know, some may not know, a Lord of the Rings or Tolkien-based TV series.
Would that be J.R.R.?
Mr. J.R.R. himself.
Senior, junior.
And this, I'm just so excited about this. I'm so fascinated with Tolkien's world.
Just play with it in the background while you're talking about it.
We don't really have like a lot of details about it, but
what
Amazon
are the
did
tidbits?
come out with a few things.
What are the tidbits we do have? Quick, give them the rundown.
We do know that it is set in the second age of Tolkien's timeline. There's ages. Okay, there's ages. There's the first age,
for
second
everybody,
age, third age.
What's the first age? And are any of those movies that you or books can you reference that will give the viewers an idea of which one of those it is?
Okay, so the second age is the time period right leading up to the Lord of the Rings, essentially.
Okay, but who's on second?
Shut up, dude. So that's the time frame we're talking about. This is going to be covering like before Hobbit, before Lord of the Rings.
Pre-Bilbo?
Yeah, pre-Bilbo.
Okay.
As far as I know. So there's like a 3,400 year time frame on this. Okay. I mean, they cover a lot of time. So it's like it's going to lead up to Fellowship, like the time period of Fellowship of the Ring, whereas we would essentially the second age is what we saw in the first Fellowship of the Ring movie in the opening sequence, opening credits, where it shows that huge battle of the men and elves marching on Mount Doom and fighting Sauron.
Okay.
So that is the second age right there. That's the time period.
Now, for the people that just like the movies and don't care about that stuff, what do we got for them? What are we getting? What are the tidbits?
Well, we don't really have too many tidbits other than that.
We just know that it's coming out.
We have a cool map that showcases that era.
There's a map online.
There's a cool map
Link in the description.
So you can follow Lord of the Rings, LOTR. What the hell? LOTR on Prime. That's their Twitter. That's Amazon's official.
Yeah, and this article we're looking at is on Radio Times.
RadioTimes.com is where I just pulled up some basic information here for us. But we don't really know, main characters. But if we're looking at that time period, we have an idea. There will be. Probably we'll get to see things about Sauron, potentially Morgoth, Melkor, which is Sauron's.
Okay. All right, so stay tuned for more news about that. Another one we're both very excited about, for all you Witcher fans out there, either old ladies who read all the books in the early 80s, or everybody who more recently played all the video games based on the novels that are graphic, and I don't mean in a picture way, I just mean there's graphic scenes being portrayed via words within those. We have Netflix has picked it up after the success of CD Projekt Red's amazing trilogy of games based on somebody's books that I haven't read, but the games were plenty good for me.
Andrzej Sapkowski, I believe.
Andrzej Sapkowski.
I'm not sure the correct pronunciation. I was told it, but I just say it the way I read it. But yeah.
I just live it how I love it.
Witcher series. I'm just looking up comicbook.com real quick here, and we got like our first
gamer.
paparazzi style behind the scenes leaked set photo, and it's just this like random blurry little photo of Henry Cavill dressed as Geralt. He is playing Geralt of Rivia, also known as the White Wolf, also known as the Butcher of Blaviken. And from what I can see, this looks like it's going to be pretty dope.
I have an article in front of me from PC Gamer that says that the release date and a set photos are released, and he looks amazing.
That's a really old teaser they came out with. But
so
apparently in this, he has like the stubble in this, from what people are saying, the white stubble, which is more similar to what we saw in Witcher 3.
Unless you got
that, I'm excited about.
Unless you got the barbershop pack DLC, then you could look however you wanted.
But he looks fantastic. I was first pretty when I heard that Henry Cavill was going to play him. I was first like, I don't know. But then I saw a bunch of people do like mock-up, like photoshops of him, and he looked phenomenal. So I'm hoping this turns out like that.
We still don't know if it's coming out in 2019 or 2020, but my guess would be probably 2020.
Comicbook.com says this year.
Netflix moves quick with their productions.
Yeah.
Did you know that Netflix, did I tell you this? Did you know Netflix has
poised to debut sometime later this year via an 8-episode debut run.
That's perfect. 8 episodes, and then everybody will be
like an
obsessed
hour long,
with it.
8 episodes.
Did you know Netflix has, strange, totally off topic, Netflix has a like a camera limit, like minimum, like gear minimum. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't be on Netflix, we won't buy your show, or you can't produce it or do it and be on Netflix unless it's 4K and can go, like, all these, like, things.
Sure.
Except for when the Coen brothers did the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Because they're like, we're the Coen brothers, we're doing this on film, and it's going to be 1080p.
Oh, wow.
Or because we're the Coen brothers.
Right, yeah.
And then it ended up on Netflix. Fun fact.
Interesting.
Last one. Disney's gotten a new streaming service. So we have Netflix doing their own thing with The Witcher. And then we have Amazon doing their own thing with The Lord of the Rings. And then Disney, of course, who owns Star Wars.
And Marvel.
Is going to be doing a Star Wars, I believe, side story to the main stories.
Right, yeah.
Previous, older gen. I'll have to get more information. Maybe we'll do another episode about it. But they're doing their own, and that's going to be the thing that launches them. And then they're going to slowly but surely, as the contracts run out for Prime and every other streaming service, they're going to take all of their Marvel stuff away.
Well, they're already set. We already got the last of our Marvel movies on Netflix. I think Avengers Infinity War is the last that's being on.
Yeah, and the reason that they put all of them on, I'm 100% sure recently, is because A, they knew they were getting rid of them, and B, they knew that they needed to get everybody to watch all of the previous ones to get super psyched for Mrs. Marvel, Captain's Penis Marvel, and Endgame.
Here's the thing with the Disney Star Wars stuff, where they're going to make all these series, like all these whatever spin-off stuff. It's kind of like what they're doing with the spin-off movies. I feel like doing so much of that detracts from the epicness of that universe in those films.
They're pretty cool, though. But yeah, the way Marvel is doing it is better because it's only 2 or 3 movies of each character. And even though the other characters are in them, it doesn't feel like I've watched 20 Avengers movies over a decade. Right. It feels like I watched 3 amazing... And the cool thing about Marvel, too, is that they were all directed, for the most part, by different people.
Right, yeah.
So there's the 2 brothers that did, I think, like, a couple of the Thors and maybe an Iron Man or whatever, and the one Captain America... But they did the final, this last one, not Endgame, but Infinity War. Mm-hmm. They did that, but they didn't do all of them. So that each one had its own feel. And what's weird about that, too, is that the Ragnarok, Thor, the third one, was a different director than the first 2, right?
Taika Waititi?
Yeah, it was a different dude than the other. Well, he's from whatchamacallit, South Africa. He's from South Africa.
That's what I like what they did with
But that's why Krug, or whatever his name is, that's him.
Well, I tried to start a revolution, but didn't print enough pamphlets.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy, the director.
Best guy.
He's the character, he's the voice.
He's the best character. They should make a movie on him. Or a series.
They should seriously
That'd be the best series.
Oh, I would die. What's it, Korg, right?
I think so, yeah.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Korg. I'm kind of like the leader in here.
Yeah. He's the best. He's like, what?
I'm made of rocks over here.
I'm made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors.
He's like, what is his little buddy guy? He's like, what does he think? He's like, oh no, he's dead.
Meek, where are you from?
Oh, Meek's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, and I accidentally stomped on him on the bridge. I just felt so guilty. I've been carrying him around all day.
He's like,
oh. God, what's his name? Oh, it's
well, then at the end, he's like, oh, wait, he's not dead.
Oh, Meek, you're alive. He's alive, guys. What was your question again, bro?
Oh, how you doing, little buddy? Like,
I stepped on him when I ran through the fighting. Oh, he's so
He's
good.
the best.
All right, anyway, that's a quick update on TV and movie news. We'll catch you on the next one.
We can use yours, too.
Yeah, we can use mine. But I forgot earlier to mention when we were talking about TV news. Bill and Ted's, I believe, is a go for a third episode. A third movie. Movie-sode. Anyway, that's all I had for you. Not quite nerdy, people. Keep it nerdy.